Your first national and international exposure, I guess, would have been your WWE Tough Enough appearances in 2011. How was the application process to get into that, and how was the experience overall?
Um, I think it was I had applied to some kind of casting call thing online at that time, for WWE Tough Enough, and thankfully, like, they were interested in me from the very beginning, and I made it all the way through to being chosen. I Yeah, it was. Sorry, I'm trying to backtrack. Yeah, it was some casting thing online.
What was the coolest part of being on that show and participating in with
It's
WWE?
in Tough Enough.
Yeah.
Um, well, at that time, I mean, I saw it as a huge opportunity for me, coming from nothing, from a tiny little island from the Caribbean. I saw it as a good opportunity, regardless, like how I did. Like, I knew going in that the ring was not going to be an issue for me. Like, anything related to wrestling was not going to be an issue to me. I knew that going in, anything outside of that I might not have like the best advantage. I'm not like some Olympic freaking, I wasn't some like Olympic athlete or something. Like, going into it, I knew like the other challenges where they try to push you and try to break you, everything else. Like, I knew that's where I needed to make sure that I pushed even harder. Um, and then also it gave me a chance to learn more about like filming and how they film everything, like in TV shows, how it all works, like behind the scenes and everything like that. And I saw it too, like, even if I wouldn't win, I would still, I wanted to make sure I made an impact enough so that even if I didn't win, that I could make an impact enough to still get signed from it.
How was working in the WWE's development system after that? I think it wasn't as big as it was today now with NXT and everything, but it did exist.
Um, I would say it was a little bit difficult to process because it was still definitely a process. It was still in transition, is what I meant. It was definitely still in transition when it came to women's wrestling. And I came in like with every intent in the world. I mean, that's how me and Paige like were pushing for the whole anti diva thing. Like, from the get go, that's what I wanted to try to do. Like, I mean, at first I kind of tried to play into like what they would consider a diva, like at least look wise, because there's not really much I could do with the way I talk, the way I walk, the way I express myself. So I tried as much as possible just so that I could get my foot in the door to at least physically look sort of like a diva, or like what they would want from a diva. And then shortly after I was there, Paige came in, and it was like, oh, great, an even better opportunity to be able to like start going in that direction and keep pushing for like all these little changes. Um, and like, she was more like the like goth rock type anti diva, and I was more like the urban street type anti diva. And even though it was very hard navigating through all that and trying to make all these changes and everything, which ultimately led to my pushing so hard for that and fighting so hard for that. Um, and not just that, but also like me being Hispanic, I also felt, and due to some experiences, which I don't want to get into big details from, but like, I did feel like there was a sort of race card thing. And if I would say what I experienced, it would be indefinite. But like, navigating through all those things, I at least feel a little bit good with myself that it wasn't all for nothing, because we did, I did push as much as I could, and we did manage to create something like, with the anti diva, and at least have some kind of contribution towards those changes.
Just want to thank Maria Davis for the $15 tip. And she says, great shoot. Thanks for sharing your story. Have a great day. And are you surprised? I haven't really seen too many Puerto Rican divas in the WWE. Are you surprised that they didn't really run with that?
I mean, I was definitely at first, but just like as everything like kept playing out, like that's why like I almost felt like I was like losing my mind towards the end of it because I couldn't really like process these things. Like I was told to like there was an instance because I kept pushing for that, especially because I wanted to push for my Hispanic heritage as well, and especially Puerto Rican. I was even told at one point that I couldn't even dye my hair brown. And something as simple as dyeing my hair brown because I wanted to look more like what I was trying to like represent and try to go for. Like that I couldn't dye my hair brown because I would look too Hispanic, which I've never like hitting me with that like for the first time in my life, like hearing that, like I was like, I didn't know there was such a thing as looking too Hispanic. So yeah, like forgot where I was going with that, but
But basically, they had a chance to use a Puerto Rican
exactly,
in a good position,
definitely,
and
for
for
sure.
whatever reason, they blew it.
Like it can't get any more Puerto Rican than me. It can't.
I love your knuckle tattoos, by the way. What do they say?
Oh, this one says pain, and this one says love.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.